Hello there. This is the King KW65. It's a combination 1K, 6K water stone. I used this at one time. I'm going to take this gold arm, kill this edge. With chromium oxide paste. It got a pretty decent edge. At the time that I bought it, I didn't have to use it as my exclusive stone because I had. But I bought this basically for tools, but tried it on a razor. What we're going to do is we're going to reset this bevel with this stone and then move to the 6K and pre-finish basically on that, and then go to chromium oxide paste. And this is just as a test, because it was years ago that I did this, and I have improved as a honer. I want to see if it's still a viable option for me, and more importantly, can this be a viable option for you as a honer with not much money? Can I take this stone, a strop, and some chromium oxide paste and shave off of it? I know conventional wisdom is that you need to go to an 8K, but in my experience, King's stones cut a lot finer than you would think. So we're just going to go with a bevel set, or for a bevel set. And I might not take you all the way through this bevel set. I'm just showing you that I am setting this bevel. Well, scratch that. That bevel is almost completely set. So let me go just a little bit further. Because it's got a problem right here at the toe, so I'm going to work that toe area a bit more. Beautiful. That razor, the bevel is set on that razor. Now I'm going to glass it just because I want to see what the edge looks like. The edge that I got looks like. And that's beautiful. Alright. So now, when you're honing and you're using tape, watch the tape. If it looks like it's trying to come through or anything of the sort, you need to replace it. I would suggest replacing it at each grip level, but as you become more experienced, you can tell whether or not you need to replace it. And what I'm doing, I set that bevel. What I did was I used a pretty good bit of torque. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out on this 6K in the same way. I'm going to use quite a bit of torque on this stone. Because what I'm trying to do is make this thing cut really well, really fast, because I'm trying to get rid of those 1K scratches as fast as I can. Another thing you can do that I think helps is use a bit of slurry on that. What it does is it generally helps the stone not to load up as much. These are fast. This is a fast cutting stone. Both of these are. Okay. I'm going to go a little bit longer with some torque. And the thing of it is, I'm not counting anything. I am honing on this stone until I have completely replaced the scratch pattern from the 1K side of this stone with the scratch pattern from this side. And you will notice it, because this will actually put a really nice polish on your bevel. And what I want to do, I'm using the torque because I'm trying to cut fast. But once I get that polish along the bevel, all along the bevel, and everything's pretty, then we're going to move into finesse. Because what I want to do is I want to squeeze every drop that I can of fineness, of smoothness out of this stone. Let's see what that looks like. Lovely. All right, I have a beautiful shiny bevel. Now I'm going to go back, but I'm going to use weight of blade strokes. Just very light. I wish, and there's some kind of grip, so we need to clean that stone off. And what I believe is happening, if you're using tape and you think you're getting grit, change your tape. Because sometimes what can happen is that the tape will start deteriorating and you won't be able to see it because it's wet. But you see this? I don't know if you can see it. See that black gunk there? That's tape residue. Well, where's that coming from? The tape is deteriorating while I'm honing. And it's gotten to a point where it's throwing off grit. This is alcohol. It's gotten to a point I'm going to hit the blade with that and clean that off of there. But the stone, the tape is starting to let residue go. Even though it doesn't look like there's anything wrong with that tape. If you see that, change your tape. And if you post on this video that you can't hone with tape because the geometry won't be the same, stuff like that, I'll just delete your comment, because that's a load of horse crap. It's a purist kind of thinking. There's 1 micron difference between tape and no tape, and it can be overcome very quickly and very easily. I can set a bevel with tape on a 1K stone and move to a 4K, pull the tape off of it, and do about between 20 and 40 strokes. I can kill the edge and do between 20 and 40 strokes and bring the bevel right back. That's how little tape matters when it comes to this. So spare me, or I'll spare myself of you and get rid of you. There's a huge benefit to taping the spine of a razor, particularly for a newbie, so that he doesn't absolutely destroy the spine trying to learn to set a bevel. Because I did that on quite a few razors. And tape solves the problem. And it's not that much. So, okay. Light passes. That's an old argument. The tape no tape thing is an old argument. It's all over the internet. I've gotten where I don't even respond to it when I see it in the comments, because you're never going to have, people are never going to come off their preconceived notions of what they think is right and what they think is wrong. Hopefully new guys can sort through the information presented, find the person or persons that are actually sharing information that is worth listening to, and that is beneficial to teaching them. And learn, because that is really beautifully polished. Lovely. Alright. Now what I'm going to do, you see this? This is soapy water. No, it won't hurt this stone. But it'll give it a little slick. It'll make it a little more slick. By the way, I flattened this with a 140 Atoma plate. You really should use like a 325 or 400. So I might not get as fine results as I think I will. But like I said, I use this for tools, and I'm not looking for as fine of an edge off of it on tools. And I'm just going to add water, a little bit of water, because that's drying out, as I would be on a straight razor. So it doesn't matter. The 140 works just fine. But if I was actually using this for razors, I would go at least to the 400 diamond hone that I have, or 325 if you've got a DMT. I believe that's a DMT course, but I might be wrong. But I might even go as high as the 1K diamond hone that I have, or I might, because I have it, take like one of a 3K stone that I have and use it to kind of condition this surface. But we're going to look and see what I can do with it the way that it is. Alright, now I don't have any secret. Let me rinse this. I don't have any secret to how to max out this stone or any other stone. I'm just looking at the scratch pattern and the polish of the blade, which is flipping outrageously gorgeous for a 6K stone. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this razor on the stone, and I'm going to do about 20 edge trailing strokes, because I've found on a cuticle that this helps to smooth out the edge. And I cannot believe that there's not some benefit on other stones. And I am using weight of the blade This is a chromium oxide pasted strop. I've removed the tape, it's not needed. "15 passes. Look at the edge. That's gorgeous. Alright. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to, if I can find it, I'm going to make sure that's clean. So I'm going to wipe it. I did that off camera, but I used that same towel that I had everything resting on when I was honing. And I'm going to come to cloth. This is fire hose. "60 passes. This is what I do after a hone, not what I do before a shave. I'm going to set this like that. I'm going to take a 3-inch strop just because I have different ones, but this is the one I chose. when you're using a strop, you notice I ended up like this when I was going to do that. Stroke back a couple times and then I started slowing down. If you're speeding real fast on a strop and you start making funny mistakes, slow the heck down. Speed is not the key to stropping a razor. Alright, that's 120 passes. I'm showing the full length so that there's no mistake of what I do. Alright, I don't know if you'll see this or not. But the razor effortlessly passes an HHT. We'll give this thing a shave, and I'll post that sometime after I post this. Bless you. Later.